pretty good. I mean, there were stretches where we were on our heels a little bit, but it's not an easy game to come back and play after a road trip. And the way Vegas plays, they're a heavy, hard team to get inside on. They're a heavy, hard team to play against. So I was happy with what our guys were able to do tonight.
When a guy crashes into your goal in 2 minutes and 35 seconds into a game and you have an e-book on the bench, what goes through your mind as a coach?
That it should have been more than a 2-minute minor, I felt. But once Vladdy moved around, I knew he was fine. So, the guys love Dusty. Dusty comes out with us a fair bit whenever we need to rest a goalie or if we have someone that needs some extra time. So they love having him around. So it was a pretty cool experience for him, but our players enjoyed it as well.
You see with the performance of Dan Vladar getting the start
Yeah.
on short notice?
Not an easy thing. Like, he found out just before my meeting at 5:30. So he got his extra work this morning, which isn't easy for goaltenders, and to find out late, he doesn't even really have a chance to prepare. So he did an amazing job, by far his best game of the year for us. And there were some key moments in the game where it could have went the other direction off of some turnovers, and he made some big saves for us. So he was most definitely first star in my books tonight.
I'd say a pretty amazing, unique experience for Dustin. Did he talk to him before the game? And what do you say?
No, I just gave him the knuckles. He's a good kid. He really is. There was one practice last year where he was out with us. We were doing a drill where there was a lot of tic-tac-toe stuff, and he stayed in there for the whole thing, but he ripped his groin at the end of it. So, as I said, the guys love having him around. So it's not something you ever want to see yourself in, like we were tonight. But we're happy for him. It's quite the experience.
Is there a stop for Vladar that stands out for you that was the biggest?
The breakaway one for me, when we had the turnover on the offensive blue line there, that's a big save. And then I felt after that, we were a little hesitant at times. We were starting to throw pucks away, and they got some pretty good chances after that as well. But he was sound and solid in his game tonight.
Beyond Vladar, your defensemen did a really good job of limiting Vegas' forwards. Like, what did you see that they did well versus Vegas?
I thought they stayed close to our net, for one. I thought part of the help that we had from our forwards through the neutral zone, we limited some of their speed that they like to create. So I think it's kind of more of a joint thing than just the defensemen. We didn't give some of their top-end or high-end guys a ton of room in the neutral zone tonight.
What was going through your mind when you saw Mackenzie Weegar skate up ice with all that time left in overtime?
I didn't even, with the 5 seconds left when he scored, I was happy he scored for sure, but I was worried a little bit about the offside. I didn't even notice the potential for maybe an interference call there at the time because I thought it might be close to offside, but I got off the bench fairly quickly, so didn't want to hang around.
We talked about the power play a lot this year. What did you make of that group tonight against Vegas?
I thought it was better. I mean, it was better tonight for sure. Even in overtime, the 4-on-3, you don't often get a lot of them, but they had a shoot mentality, and that's important for us. So it's not something that you're going to snap your fingers at and it's going to be better overnight. Oftentimes, it's got to hit rock bottom before it gets better, and hopefully we've hit that point. But there is some signs of it being quicker and being more aggressive tonight.
I guess updates on Chris Tanev?
I don't have any. So he's moving around. He's fine in that regard, but I don't have anything in regards to timeline.
I was going to say, fair to say that, Tanev is a warrior, to say the least, in terms of what he's been able to go through and keep bouncing back. What can you say about his performance?
He's the best. You wish that everybody had what he had. He's got a different level of courage that if you can give a little bit of what he's got to other guys on your team, man, he's a pretty special person, special player for sure.
Igor Sharangovich played nearly 22 minutes tonight. He hadn't played more than 19 all season. I feel like it was only a week and a half ago that he was playing less than 10 against the Islanders, I think. I mean, is that a sign of your confidence growing in him and how he's playing?
Yeah, he's done some good things lately. Like, he's working on the areas we want him to work on, and he's got a skill set that we need. So we want to see him in those situations, and the one thing we don't have a lot of when we speak of power play is one-time shooting threats, and he is one. So if he can get himself feeling comfortable in that area, that's great. He's also a penalty killer for us, so when you're in playing those minutes, it's going to add up for sure.
What did you think of Connor Zary tonight? He only played under 12 minutes, but he did get an assist.
Yeah, I thought he was fine. Yeah.
If I can just follow up on Zary, not just tonight. Like, I think he just became the first Flames rookie in 2017 to have 10 points in that month. How was the offense
I think, well, it started with him coming up with confidence, and he was able to make plays to start with, where our team at the time when he was brought up, we were more of a fragile group where it wasn't pretty a lot of nights with what we were trying to do. And he was at the point where he was feeling really good about his game, and when he came up, you could see the confidence that he had. And I think there's been some connection with Naz. And he's just continued to do it for the most part. He's made smart plays when he had nothing. He'll throw it in the corner like an NHL player should do. And when he has an opportunity to make a play, he's made some good plays for us, for sure.
Well, good.
Okay,
so
thanks, guys.
Thank you. Tomorrow's a recovery day, so back on the ice at 11 a.m. on Wednesday. Thank you.